Give y'all some blue back there. Oh, we're late. We're live, y'all. We live. All right. So I'm just gonna wait for this video to connect on my other monitor so I can grab that link and put it in our group so that our community can conveniently join us live on YouTube and live in the chat. Okay. Cool beans. Let me make sure I have the live chat where I can see it. I see it. Cool beans. All right. Speaking of groups, if you are an entrepreneur that is spinning your wheels and struggling to get to your first six figures in business, then this morning show is just for you. But if you want to be in studio for this show and have the opportunity to have the advantage of having the hot seat to get your individual obstacles addressed, like Teray and Dewana and Dr. Toya and Debbie and Keith and Dr. Tachi, Dr. LaFera, and Shawana, then I just need you to know that being in studio is just one of the ways you can take advantage of the value given by being in our group. So go to shaycannon.info/group to join us. We come together as a free business mastermind, giving more value than most paid masterminds. We have 3 pillars of value that we are giving you what you need for your business. And that is number 1, we come together and build community with events like the virtual happy hour happening tomorrow night and the movie club night happening next Thursday. Number 2, we are intentional about collaborating to make each other's businesses better and make money together. Last but not least, number 3, we have conversations that are transformational for your business growth, like free trainings and this morning show. So you need to join us, shaycannon.info/group. All right. Welcome to your First Six Figures morning show. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/pivot. Let me throw that in the chat for you guys. /pivot. Let me see. First of all, it says for the waiting room. We don't want to say anything to the waiting room. There you go. Okay. Because what we're talking about this week are the essential pivots for business growth and profitability. Okay. Business pivots. Now, let's be clear about when you pivot. You don't just pivot because you feel like it. You don't just pivot because you see other people pivoting. You don't just pivot because you willy-nilly just think that's what you should do. Okay. You should be doing a thing, okay, at least 6 months to a year to get the data to know what your pivot should be, if you should pivot at all. Okay. So we don't willy-nilly pivot over here. We make data-driven decisions. So do it long enough to get the data so that you know if you truly need to pivot, and if so, which way you need to pivot. Okay. So we had to get that out the way. Now, there are 4 essential areas that most often you will pivot in for your business growth and your profitability, okay? One of those areas is changing and pivoting your ideal client avatar, okay? Who you service. Now, if you want to know more about what would make you change that and how to change that, go to part 1, Monday's replay, and get that information, okay? Another area that you would pivot in would be your business model. Okay. If you want more information on what a business model is, when should you pivot it and how, go to part 2's replay. That was yesterday. All right. Because today what we're going to talk about is a conversation around technology. Okay. When should you pivot technology? Why should you pivot technology? Why is technology even important enough to be a pivot? Well, let me tell you why it's important enough to be a pivot. Because most often when you are an entrepreneur or even a solopreneur, especially when you haven't made your first 6 figures yet, technology is what you hire before you start hiring team and people. Okay. We go to technology first. We try to find out, is there some kind of SaaS, software as a service? Is there some kind of platform? Is there some kind of tech that can do this thing for me before I go to hiring people? All right. For some reason, people don't see themselves as a techie, but they even less see themselves as a leader of a team. Okay. So people will hire tech before they hire team. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, as your business evolves, you'll need to pivot your technology stack or tech stack to support your more advanced operations, client interactions, and automation. Okay, technology is essential for efficiency, It's essential for growth, and it's essential for scale to ensure that you remain competitive and efficient. Okay. Think about it like this. When I say competitive and efficient, some of y'all are already afraid to raise your prices, right? So your prices can't even hold the price of a team. So this is where technology will help you make more of a profit. Okay. But I still want you to raise your prices, but technology helps us. Okay. So I want you to think about it like this. When you are working in your business and you realize that you are doing more things in the business than you feel like you should, okay? And there are a lot of things left to do that don't take you to do them. Those are the things you would give a team person, a team member, or hire a VA or whatever. But the first thing you would look at is there tech to do this, right? So some of you feel like you can do your social media strategy, you can do your social media graphics and all of that. And so you like, but it's just so time consuming to be trying to post this every day at the right time. Well, that's where schedulers come in, right? So instead of hiring somebody to schedule it, there are scheduling systems. So once you set it and forget it for the week, it's just going to automatically distribute it for you. That's tech. Okay. You guys that are service-based that have this, proposal phase to your service, to where you send a proposal and then you would have to send a contract and then you would have to send a payment link, right? And sometimes somewhere in there, days go by because, you're human and you bottlenecking. Well, guess what? There's tech for that. There is tech that you can, put the proposal in, put the contract in, and put the payment in. And all it does is automatically, when your potential client reads the proposal, they can approve it. And the very next thing they'll get is a contract. And then the very next thing they'll get is a payment link. Okay. And all of that is happening automatically because you have the tech. Now, if you're looking at your entire business and you want to know, where should I put tech? I don't even want to know about the pivot yet. I just want to know, as a baseline, where do I put more tech in my business? Look at your client journey. Okay. Look at your client journey. And let me tell you, there's a client journey for every offer that you have in your business, but we're going to talk about the main offer. Your main offer, you should have mapped out by now what the client journey is, and that will help you to identify the types of tech you can get to fill the gaps in manual work. All right. So keep that in mind. But let's go to these pivots though. Okay. There are going to be 3 main areas that you're going to pivot technology in, especially as you grow. Okay. The first area is going to be automating workflows, right? The first person we tend to hire is a VA to help us with administrative things. Some automative workflows can help you with that. Okay. Even when you hire that admin VA, things will go much better if you have tech automated workflows in place. Now, let me tell you how you figure out how we're going to do these automated workflows. Number 1, we're going to identify repetitive tasks. Okay. Repetitive tasks. So start evaluating your day-to-day operations to identify tasks that you do over and over and over and over. Are you sick of me saying it yet? Over and over and over again. Okay. And that seem to be time consuming, and that darn well it doesn't have to be you doing that. It doesn't take your secret sauce to get that task done. Okay. Some examples might be follow-up emails. It might be managing client onboarding. I kind of gave you one of those examples. So let me give you some tech. Okay. There are tech tools out there that connect up some of your other tech so that it can work automatically, even though it natively wasn't set up to work automatically, right? So, for example, you have Zapier. Most of you know about Zaps, how to connect things with a Zap. But, Zapier gets on your nerves sometimes. They fail. They send you the email talking about something that failed, whatever. There are alternatives to Zapier. There's Pabbly, Pabbly, okay? And you can even get, I think, a lifetime of Pabbly. Well, they had it at one time because they were on AppSumo. And they connect up a lot of your favorite tech, okay? Then you have IFTTT, and that is if this, then that, okay? And that can connect up a lot of stuff, including workflows, not just tech, okay? So that's a great segue into how to process automatically with tools for workflow. Tech for that could be Airtable or Notion. I love them both. They're kind of like a next level project management system, okay? Because we know project management systems or PMSs, they organize your project, but there might not be any automatic things going on besides reminders for deadlines, right? Or taking it when you say it's complete, it might put it in a whole nother column automatically. But Airtable and Notion have a lot of things going on that are high level project management that are automatic workflows. So check it out, right? Onboarding. Remember when I mentioned that going from proposal to contract to payment link? Well, you got plenty of SaaS out there that does that. You got Panda Docs, you got Honeybook, but look it up, see which one is best for you, okay? So those are just a few tech solutions for your when you identify your repetitive tasks, okay? But I want you to go through your client journey, identify gaps, and then Google to find out, is there any tech out there for that? And does that tech work with the tech that you have and that type of thing, all right? Now, the next thing that you can do about automating workflows is invest in project management software. Great segue, right? So you shift from manual task management to project management with tools. Now, let me give you some tech for that. By now, you should know Asana is my favorite, okay? Asana is my favorite. Why is it my favorite? It's not because you can brand it and make it look cute. It's because of the ease of use. It's the easiest project management system I have used where I can indoctrinate clients into it and I can indoctrinate a team into it without there being much bottlenecking because it just seems so cumbersome, okay? That's why I like Asana. It gets the job done because people can actually use it. Now, there's also Trello, which always looks pretty to me. Like when people sell Trello boards, I'm like, oh, that's so pretty, right? But if all you're doing is a board that people can just go in there at will, Trello is fine. But when you want people to actually start doing stuff and checking stuff off and adding stuff and messaging, and that's when you lose them because Trello is not so easy. There's less ease of use, okay? Same thing with ClickUp. Plus ClickUp just gets on my nerves. But ClickUp, sometimes their notifications don't trigger. Sometimes the messages don't go the way they're supposed to go. Once you start adding people to a board, like more people to a board, it starts to glitch out a little bit. But if you only have a few people or you're doing one-on-one projects, ClickUp is fine. But again, the ease of use, even if you learn it, then your team has to learn it, your clients has to learn it, and the ease of use on their end is not as easy as Asana. But there are plenty of alternatives out there. There's Monday out there. There's 11 Hats, I think it's called. But there's a lot of stuff out there. I'm going to say play with it. But when you do, don't just consider yourself. Consider the other people you want to put in that system and whether or not it will be easy for them to use. Okay. All right. The next thing about automating workflows you want to look at is automating lead generation and lead nurturing. Okay. Lead generation and lead nurturing. One of them goes without saying, go high level. Okay. Go high level. And when I say go high level, I'm really kind of cheering it on, like go high level, because I love me some go high level. But another one that's set up especially for that is HubSpot. And you can do a lot with the free version of HubSpot. But again, HubSpot can be cumbersome, right? And HubSpot doesn't have the client support that Go High Level has. Y'all ain't gonna get, let me tell y'all, as long as I can hop on a Zoom at any time of day to get my stuff done with Go High Level, they're gonna be my favorite recommendation for tech for anything that they do. Anything that they do. Okay. I love how Dr. Toya uses Go High Level. She don't want to do anything in her business. That's why she hires people. And guess what? Those people that she hire, they can take over Go High Level without her because when they have a question, they go to Go High Level on their Zoom and get it all done. So Dr. Toya is over there living her best CEO life while they're handling things. And when they need help, they go straight to the Go High Level Zoom. You can live your best life too. Okay. These things can help you automate the flows, assign the tasks, track progress in real time for project management. This can significantly improve your productivity by streamlining your operations. Let me tell you, some of you might think, well, I do some of that via email. I'm okay with doing that. I use a Google Doc. I do this, I do that. Well, that's all well and fine. However, you got all these different places for this one person's project. Okay. And what project management helps you to do is put all the things for that one project in one place. And now everybody that needs to see all the things for that one project can go to one place to see it. Right. And this is why we put our teams in the project management system. This is why we can put our clients in the project management system. Everybody is talking in the same place about the same stuff. Everybody sees the same stuff. You can stay on one accord. Less time is wasted with trying to figure out what somebody said and who they said it to, why this hasn't been done, when was it supposed to be done, where is the project at this time with the status of it. All of that is solved by a project management system. All right. But your lead generation, again, HubSpot, cumbersome, go high level. I say you need to go with that. And what you can do is you can capture leads, you can track your leads, and you can nurture the leads all in one system. You can do automated email sequences, and you can save time and increase your conversion rates by turning your leads from a lead to a customer, all right, or a lead to a client. Cool. The number 2 area that the technology you might have to pivot with is adopting AI. We are in a different time right now. Elon Musk is not making it much better bringing iRobot to, he watched the movie and just said, I'm going to make all that, including the little bus that drive the little robots. I'm going to make that too. So we are in different times right now. There is no way that you should be over there working technology that does not have an AI aspect to it. Okay, so that's one thing. And what I put in here also is analytic tools. How are you going to make data-driven decisions and you're not gathering the data and analyzing it, right? There are tools for that. So let's start with AI. Of course, you can use AI for content creation, okay? You got Jasper, which is whatever. But y'all know I love me some Chatster. So ChatGPT is my choice for most everything. And you can use those things to generate content, such as the blogs, the social media posts, the emails that you need to help you nurture people into buying from you, because that nurturing is what helps people to like, know, and trust you. And it's a whole big deal, right? And so it takes a lot to be a content creator. Now tech can help you, all right? This is going to reduce the time you spend on creating content, and it's going to help you to maintain the quality of your content. All right, cool beans. Next thing is you need to leverage analytics for business decisions. We talking about pivoting. We talking about you need data. Well, you need to gather that data. So you can pivot with instinct-driven decisions to data-driven ones, okay? By integrating analytic tools like Google Analytics, Mixpanel, Hotjar. Now, I gave you an alternative to Hotjar, and that's Microsoft's Clarity. Now, Hotjar is the heat map that tells you where people are going on your website. Okay, so that you can make decisions on should you change the design, put something worth them seeing in the areas that they tend to pay more attention to. So you might put a banner there, or you might put a call to action button there where the heat map is showing you people look, okay? Where they are not looking, where the map is cold, you need to move out your most important things and put it where the map is hot, okay? But Microsoft Clarity is another, okay? We're going to use these tools to track website traffic, customer behavior, and conversion rates to inform us of business decisions. This is how we know, are our offers selling, right? Which offer is selling best? Which of our tripwires and downsells are selling best? Which one of them are converting to the main offer best? This is how we can make data-driven decisions, okay? Last but not least, you can adapt AI for your customer support, right? You can stop having to answer so many questions and monitoring your info, email, and all of that stuff by using things like chatbots, okay? You can inform and educate a chatbot that can answer all the lower level questions, kind of like a frequently asked questions, right? Program it all about your business. Let it be the first line of defense. Look at it as your front desk operator, right? The person that gets the first wave of questions, the simple questions, the basic questions, okay? Now, for chatbots, you can use things like Chatfuel, Intercom, or Drift. Those are some examples. And they manage your customer service inquiries, and they can provide instant responses. They can reduce the need for manual interaction at the basic levels of inquiry, okay? Another one I like that chatbots can do is they can do targeted information like mini chat. I love mini chat. So when you hear people say, put the word whatever in the comments and I'll send you, right? They're not manually sending anything. When you put that word in the comments, mini chat is picking that up and automatically sending it to you. So that's another way you can use chatbots, okay? Mini chat. All right. That was adopting AI and analytics. Let's go to our third and final area you may have to pivot with tech, okay? And that is to improve your client experience, okay? Improve your client experience. Because some of us, our process is not that smooth. It's frustrating for you. It's frustrating for your client, okay? So you can implement client portals and dashboards, okay? If you are getting questions over and over and over again about the same stuff, that means you need to put it somewhere where people can reference it over and over again on their own. I have recently done a dashboard for my membership, but this week I've actually added a quick start path, right? So that people entering the membership know exactly where they need to go to start getting value. So you need to look at what is happening over and over again. What questions are you getting over and over again? What are people forgetting? And then now we can create a portal and a dashboard. It can even be things that you have to do over and over again to get somebody started with something. So let me give you some platforms that you can create a dashboard in or a client portal in. ClickUp. ClickUp is a project management system, but you can create a great dashboard on ClickUp. And that dashboard can be copied to all of the projects, okay? So it can be the way everybody that starts a project starts, where they can go to find all of their stuff, okay? Kajabi has a client portal that's pretty interesting. Sweet Dash has a client portal and other functionalities. I love their client portal. You got Honeybook has a client portal. So some of the tech that you're going to use for other stuff already have a client portal in it. And some of the stuff can create the client portal that goes along with any offering that you have. Now, I create mine on WordPress, so you can go old school and create your own portal or dashboard on WordPress, okay? So you can eliminate the need for paying for another tech by creating one on your WordPress or having a web designer create one, because most everything that is a dashboard or portal can be designed on WordPress, right? You just need a designer. But let me put it to you like this. Even if you don't know, let's say high level design, you know that you can build a web page and put a button, and that button can take somebody somewhere, right? So what that looks like is you put buttons to take them to all the places you want them to go. You don't even need a Zap or anything like that to connect up the tech that you're putting on the portal or the dashboard. The buttons will take them where they need to go. You just need to label the buttons. Okay, it's that easy. So a WordPress designer can definitely do that with no problem. So that's a Fiverr. You can hire somebody at Fiverr to do that. All right, we want to improve our payment systems. Okay, we want to improve our payment systems. We want to stop doing manual invoicing and go to some automated payment systems. You can do subscriptions and you can do automatic invoicing inside of Stripe. You can do it inside of Square. You can do it inside of QuickBooks. You can do it inside of PayPal. Okay, so we can do automatic invoicing and subscription payment processing inside of those. There should be no reason why you're having to sit down and remember on the 1st and the 15th to send out invoices. Okay, cool beans. You can even schedule invoices to where the moment you know an invoice needs to be sent at a certain stage or on a certain date, you can go in there and schedule it. Even if it's not a subscription that happens every month, you can go and schedule, okay? So we want to use tech. Last but not least, for improving our client experience with tech, you want to optimize the user experience, okay? Optimize the user experience. Now, this one has less to do with specific tech you're going to use, and it has more to do with what you need to be looking for in the tech that you choose for your clients to use, okay? So listen up. We want to create user-friendly experiences with all of our client-facing tech, okay? We don't want to frustrate people. We have to think about our client as the least techie person possible, and we need to cater to the least techie person possible that's in the population of our ideal clients, okay? That's one thing. So you want to consider things like mobile responsiveness. I am very guilty and I need to do better. I need a sticky note, y'all, because I don't be studying the mobile responsiveness. Why? Because I myself don't really go on my phone to look at stuff. I always go on my laptop. When I gotta pay, I'm like, y'all know how your grandma tell you sit down, quit running around their house, you turn up their power bill. That's how I feel about looking on the mobile phone. I feel like I need to be on the laptop where I have a bigger screen where I can see it's just gonna work better. That's in my mind. And that ain't true for everybody, right? Because my data shows me that my desktop users or laptop users and my mobile users are 50 and 50 all the time. So that means I'm leaving out half of a population with ease of use. So we need to look at our mobile responsiveness. I'm gonna tell you, one of my coaches told me I need to start designing for mobile first. I never think to do that. I need a sticky note. So if you're guilty like I'm guilty, we got to do better because a lot of people go on their mobile phone. Okay. And my answer is always just get on your computer, but you can't tell people that, okay? Because what's going to happen is they can't get to it on the mobile phone. They're having problems, and guess what they do? They just don't ever do it. So we don't want that. That's loss of revenue. All right, streamline the navigation. Streamline the navigation. One of my coaches, Lamar Tyler of TSP, said there should only be 3 clicks for somebody to pay you. Okay, no more than 3 clicks. You want less than that. If somebody got to go through 5 steps to get to the point where they can finally enter their thing and pay you, they probably don't even want to pay you no more. Have you ever been on a website and just to get to where you want is so many clicks and you like, who is this serving, you or me? Just give me what I want. Well, you have to keep that in mind. Okay. So streamline your navigation or how many clicks it takes for them to get to what they want. Okay. Because all them extra clicks might be for you, but they will just not give you anything and click out of there. Okay. So we don't want that. Next thing is going to be readability. Readability. I have somebody designing a website right now for Shawana Mack from Mack Travel Agency, right? In the design, all that font was so small. And when we know who our ideal client is, we have to understand that if the older population is looking at your website and you got all that little font on there, they're not going to read that. They're not going to keep switching out reading glasses to figure out what that thing say. So readability. Readability can be font size. It can be font style. We love us a fancy font. But if at first glance, people can't figure out what that is that a U or a Y? Like what is that? It's not readable. So we need to look at things like that. What about putting dark font color on a dark background? That's not readable. Okay. We need to be looking at all of these things for readability. Okay. Fast loading web pages. Nobody's going to wait for your web page to load. As soon as it takes too long, they're going to click out of there or forget about it. So we need to make sure that our pages are loading as fast as possible. Okay. If your pages are not loading, you can easily hire a web designer or a web developer to go in your back end and do some things to speed up your page loading. Okay. Some of those things look like making sure that all of the graphics and videos on your website are kind of reduced and not taking up so much storage. Okay. Some of it has to do with, I'm trying to remember what else. How many plugins you have. How many storage is taken up, how many pages you have, some of that kind of stuff. So they can go in there in the back end and they can, and what I would do is if you hire somebody to help you with your page loading, have them to send you a screenshot of what the page loading speed is now, right? And then have them send you another screenshot when they finish and speed it up so that you know for yourself there's a difference, right? So we want to go, because we don't want to go off feeling, we want to go off data. And there are ways you can go and test your website speed, just like you can go and test your internet speed. All right. Now, let's get started with our round robin. I'm going to give you all of these tech things without all the extra. Okay, Dr. Toya, I see you over there on YouTube. I see Glow over there on YouTube. All right. So the 3 areas, well, I'm going to go area and then I'm going to give you the stuff in the area because I feel like y'all be getting lost and I'm not helping. So let me help more. All right. Number one area is automating workflows. You can do it by identifying repetitive tasks. You can do it by investing into a project management system. And you can do it by automating your lead generation and nurturing. Okay. Number two area of pivoting for technology is adopting AI and having analytic tools. For AI, we need to use AI for content creation, and we need to use it for customer support. Then we need to leverage analytics for business decisions. Some of those analytics were Google Analytics, Hotjar, or Clarity. Okay. All of your social media has analytics in it too, just in case you need to know. In the back end of your website, there are analytics. All right. The number three area of tech pivot is to improve your client experience. Okay. Include your client experience. The things under that are implement client portals or dashboards, improve your payment systems, and optimize the user experience. All right. We're going to start with Shawana Kennedy Media. And the question is, which of the tech pivots do you know you need to make? And would you have any obstacle making any of them? Okay. So let's start with Shawana. Shawana, which of the tech pivots do you know you need to make? And would you have any obstacles making it?
I'm going to go with door number 3, the client experience, because I do know that I need to have more systems in place to just, make all of that better, Also, what I was going to say is one of the things that we've talked about before is I know I need how you have the backslash and anything that you're doing. I really do need to do something like that for my offers, or I should say the first tier offers, even though I do know that I have customized different things for different people. And I think that's part of why I've had the delay for so long. But people are asking, so I have to then just say what and get my brain around what would be considered the base of the different tiers, because that is a question that I get. So I got to figure that out.
I feel like when you say the base of different tiers, I felt like in your roadmap, we set you up a base that was like so many blogs and so many whatever. And it was
we did, but I didn't know if, I guess in my mind, and I know it wouldn't be like a visible something. It will only be, of course, a person ask me, and then of course I tell them how they can see it.
Okay. So you're talking about, okay, now I understand what you're saying. So let me get that link for you so that, because I know that that's not a public link. And so you probably, let me see. I think it's offer levels. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So I have 2 links. I have the one, there you go, for the public to see that you can get to from the navigation on my menu where it says, I guess, I forget what it says. Let me see. Transform your business. So if you go into transform your business, that's the page that you get, right? And then I have the page for my reference where I actually know at a glance what is the actual brand or the actual offer, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that one that shows the actual offer name and all of that, that is not as valuable to your people as it is to you and your internal folks, right? Because your people don't care about the name of your offers, and they're not going to know by the name what it is. But if you rank it by concern, by how much time it would take, by how much money they would have to spend, you know what I'm saying? If you rank it like that, that's what they care about. So that's why I have 2 different versions of that ladder. Okay. And let me put that in there.
Yeah, because I know that now that's like out of everything you said, even with the payment, the experience itself, that is something that needs to happen like ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very helpful. Oh shit, this keeps doing the same thing. Hold on, YouTube. I'm trying to put these. You know what? I probably just need to do it one at a time on YouTube because they're combining them, which is making it not a link. Okay, there you go, YouTube. Now both of the links are in there. Okay, Shawana. So that was helpful.
Very, thank you.
Cool beans. All right, let's go to Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, which of the tech pivots that we've listed today do you need to make, and which would be an obstacle for you to make a pivot in tech?
I guess like the client journey thing, kind of like when you were talking about the dash, I don't have a dashboard. So I don't, track a lot of stuff, but there was a reason for that. But now you're ready to need it. And so yeah, so that and I don't really have help other than me. So but yeah. So I guess the lack of a dashboard.
Okay. So what I would say is I would go on Fiverr and let somebody create my dashboard on WordPress. Because it'll be the easiest for you to maintain, and it'll be the easiest for you to have done. Because with the other techs, now you gotta have to learn how that tech works, right? You're gonna have to learn how to build what you want, and then you're gonna have to learn how to change what you want, and then you're gonna have to know it enough that when your clients are interacting with it, how to tell them how to work it, right? So to alleviate all of that, I would do like I did, which is just go to Fiverr, have a designer to look at it. You can use the membership dashboard from my membership as an example, Dr. LaFera. There are other examples of membership dashboards. You were in Melanie Bachman's Private Label Insider
with the ClickUp.
MBA. I created that dashboard in ClickUp.
So but like with the WordPress thing, do I need to have a WordPress website published to be able to use that? Because my stuff is in Kartra right now.
I don't know why you still on Kartra. It make me want to throw up every time you say that word. But there are Kartra specific skill set people on Fiverr. And so if you have website, anywhere you can do a web page, right? You can do the dashboard that I have. I just prefer WordPress. But basically, anywhere, because think about it like this. It don't matter if you have a Wix site, a Weebly site, whatever site, any web page site can have a button. And as long as you can do text and button and pictures, then you can build a dashboard. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go back to mine, you know what I'm saying? You see it's information that you need all the time, and the different buttons that's going to click to get you to the places you need to get all in one place. Instead of, because see, y'all don't listen when people tell y'all to bookmark, right? So you forgot the bookmark. So every time you need that link, you like, where do I find a link? Where do I find a link? Where do I find a link? Right? So you give them a dashboard. They only have to remember one link. They go to that and they have access to everything. They have reminders. They have announcements on there. They have whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can teach them to go there every time they need the information that has been announced or given for your program, for your offering. You send them there. Every time somebody gets started, as a quick start to understand the steps they need to take, you send them there.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go look at your dashboard because
and if you remind me, I can send you a screenshot of Melanie's dashboard that I created for her. Because as soon as I created that thing, I was so proud. I took a screenshot. So if you remind me, I can see you a screenshot. But basically, you want an area for announcements, right? For new information. You want an area. Sometimes there is a calendar on there, but at least a place where they know what the events are for that month, right? And you want buttons for access, right? If they have cloud storage, if they have a project management board, you want all the links there for them, right? Now, if it's somebody that you're onboarding and not somebody you're continuously serving like a membership, then what you want is, hey, this button can be to the first form that they fill out. This button can be to, a payment link. This button could be, you see what I'm saying? But it's all just there where you're not, it could be an email to tell them as an automated system, and then a link that has everything there in the order that they need to take it. Make sense?
It does, and it kind of sounds like the dashboard is kind of like a membership, but like You said it doesn't have, you don't have to have a membership.
No, because it can be for onboarding of all new clients.
Yeah.
A dashboard can be for anything. It can be a client portal for anything that's repetitive, right? It could be the dashboard for onboarding clients. It could be a dashboard for servicing them, which is the one you have with me. It could be a dashboard for offboarding, right? Any phase that you have that people are going through, you can have a dashboard for it or a client portal for it. Any one of them. So just think about, what does your business need, and to figure out what your business needs. You just need to do your client journey and look at the gaps to see, do they need one dashboard? Do they need a bunch of dashboards? Do they need a portal that has links to different dashboards, right? So if you have phases and you want to have more than one dashboard, you want to have one for onboarding, you want to have one for servicing, and you want to have one for offboarding, you can create a client portal, which is really just another dashboard, and say, hey, if you're being onboarded, click here. If you're being serviced, click here. If you're being offboarded, click here. And that is the portal to any one of those dashboards. So you can do it any kind of way. Cool beans. Let's go to Keith. Keith, you can come off the mic, or you can put it in the chat. Which of the tech pivots do you know you need to make? And which one do you think would give you a little trouble in trying to pivot that tech?
I'm currently using Dubsado.
Ah, yeah, that's a good one.
So I've been like having trouble with the workflows because it's sending out the wrong email at the wrong time. So I'm currently like I'm talking to them and see what I can do.
Okay. Okay. Also, you might want to look on Fiverr. Fiverr has Dubsado experts on it, and they might just need to go. You might have to just pay $20, $30 for them to go in there and fix it. Because when stuff like that happens, it's very frustrating, because we don't really understand why it's doing that. And it seems like a simple fix, but we don't know the simple fix. And then you have most of this tech that they're, their idea of customer service is email or a form, or at best a live chat, right? Which is why I like Go Have High Level so much, because we go in their Zoom and they looking at it with you. But there are Dubsado experts on Fiverr. So if you just get tired of trying to figure it out yourself, you might just need to hire somebody, Keith.
Thank you, yes. Because it was giving me a headache last night.
Listen, I understand, because let me tell you how, if I feel like it's gonna take me too long, I'm just gonna have to find somebody else to do it, or find another way to do it. Because I'll replace some tech in a minute over ease of use, if y'all can't tell. And then what I know is, even if I figure it out, if it was hard for me to deal with it, it's gonna be even harder for my clients. That means they're gonna keep stopping me and asking me questions about it. So I'm gonna get you up out of here. So yeah, cool beans. All right, let's go to Debbie. Debbie, which of the tech pivots do you know you need to make? And which one do you think would give you a little trouble to pivot the tech on?
So the CRM, I do need to do that.
Okay.
I just have to decide which one. HubSpot is a beast. So I have
go high level.
So, yeah. So for 2025, I got to make that decision. And I think in the CRM, you have payment. You can do the payment, because the other thing is the payment. Finding a simpler process for payment.
And Go High Level, you can, yes.
Yeah. So
I don't think HubSpot takes payments.
Okay. So that's what I've been going back and forth between.
Well, yep, you need to Go High Level.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Cool beans. All right. I feel like something jumped on my Dr. Tachi. Which of the tech pivots do you know you need to make? Which would be an obstacle for you to make to pivot your tech?
Definitely want to use the workflow automation things. I already have Notion. I just don't make use of it as much. Yeah. So that's the thing. And honestly, the obstacle is not necessarily using any of them, but taking the time to actually implement them. That's the obstacle, or, finding the time to actually implement them.
Yeah. I love what Notions is capable of, just like I love what Airtable is capable of. What I understand is I'm not capable of making it happen in those texts. So those would be things that I would probably, if I ever had to use it, I would hire somebody to do it. And then if something go wrong with it, rehire them to fix it, because those things are great when they are set up. But if I had to set them up, I already know that I'm gonna have an obstacle to that. But I do love the idea of them a lot. But that's why I'm going back using my client journey through my stuff, and then identifying what I'm still manually having to do. And then what I'm going to do is pick the tech I feel like will fix it, and go find an expert and tell them what all I want to do, and see what they say about connecting it up with the tech. That is not something I'm willing to learn. I'm just going to hire somebody.
That makes
At
sense.
53, I'm like, I'll be in here throwing everything. So that's a no. So again, and that is one of the things you also want to look at when you're picking your tech. Like, how many people are out there servicing that tech? So that if you get caught up and don't know what you're doing, or you need to fix something, or something goes wrong with it, who can help you? Are there a plethora of people that can help you? So that's another thing. That's why every time Dr. LaFerra say Kartra, I cringe, because not a lot of people know Kartra, and not a lot of people like Kartra, and so they don't get to know it. But yeah, so Dr. Tachi, you can always have a consultation with an expert of a tech to say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, and is this the best tech for it, or do you suggest another tech?
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. To Ray, you've been patiently waiting. Which of the tech pivots do you know you need to make, and which would be an obstacle to you making the pivot in that tech?
Mine is the same as Dr. Tachi's. Like I need to invest in a project management software, but the automating workflows and my obstacle is actually sitting down to be able to just put it in place. Basically.
Okay. Well, thank God that you're in the quarterly CEO productivity membership, because you should know how to manage yourself within time, because we cannot manage time. So yeah. I would say when you're hurting enough from not having what you need, you make the time. So either you're going to make the time because you know you need it, or you're going to hurt enough and make the time to need it. So either one, but you'll get it done.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I know Dr. Toya is, look, in the next room and in the YouTube chat, and Glow is over there in YouTube chat. So you guys can answer the question. I'll give you time to do that by going to the announcements. So you have two ways to get these show notes, right? Because you know the blog gives you some information, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. And on the morning show, we give you more information. So if you want access to my copy of that more information, you can get it two ways. Number one, by being a member of our group, because I just put it in the file section of our group. So go to shaycannon.info/group to be a member of the group. Or you can get the morning show in your inbox, okay? And what that means is every morning you will get an email to remind you to hop on the YouTube Live, and every afternoon you will get an email with two links, one to the replay of the episode and one to my show notes, okay? Tomorrow, guys, tomorrow is Fuck Up Night virtual happy hour. So come with your drink of choice and get coaching on what's fucking up in your business so we can fix it, okay? This event is exclusive to our group. So if you're not in the group, yet another reason why you should be, because it don't make sense that you're not in it. shaycannon.info/group, okay? Let me go to YouTube and see if we got anything. So Dr. Toya said, I'm in the process of changing my business model. Dr. Toya just rubbing it in y'all face that she is here in Mexico, and we about to fix all the things in her business, set the path and the roadmap for it. So she like, we not talking about that because I already got to talk about it with you, and you gonna fix it. All right, we hear you, Dr. Toya, we hear you, we hear you. Everybody ain't able, but you should be. But anybody have any questions before we get out of here on the tech, on the business model, on the ideal client, the pivots that you might have to make and the reason why you might have to make them? Because tomorrow we're going to end it with pivoting on the team, right? We hire tech before we hire team, but eventually we definitely have to hire a team. And when we hire a team, sometimes we have to pivot. So that's how we're going to end the week. Any questions before we get out of here? Awesome. You ain't got to rush me. You ain't got to tell me nothing else. All right. Studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great